everyone. My name is Valentina and I am presenting on different downtown intervention ideas for downtown Philadelphia. I was actually there a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it was a downtown that had so much opportunity. So first, I wanted to give some background information. And this is a place that's very rich in history, artistic, and culinary culture as well. There's a lot of universities, is a hub for research. In terms of economy, we can see that it's mostly based on services. So I would say that Philadelphia downtown is also a very walkable downtown. It also does have a very strong transportation system. I wouldn't say that Philadelphia is a daylight city. There's definitely a lot of jobs that are available, a lot of buzzing in the city during the day. I would say that the nightlife is also very present, but it definitely has more of a negative connotation. People do not necessarily feel as safe during the night as they do during the day in the downtown. So now in terms of population, it's a very dense city. It's actually considered to be the second most dense city after New York City. In downtown specifically, 200,000 residents live out of the 1.5 million in that live in the city overall. It's a very diverse community, as we can see with the different demographics. Definitely low income. Most of the people that live in downtown Philadelphia do not have anything above a high school education degree. And then something else that also really struck me was that the poverty rate is around 20%, which is really high. So to further analyze the population, I included this population pyramid of Philadelphia. There's slightly more females than males, but the ratio is pretty even. The majority of people definitely have around 25, 35 years old. Definitely a young adult type population, a lot of workforce, and a lot of professional individuals. There's also a fair amount of kids, I would say, which explains for the young adults sort of like becoming parents. And the aging population is definitely not that big, but this could absolutely change as the young adults grow old. So before we get into the actual interventions, I wanted to determine what my three main goals were. First of all, I wanted to increase the resource access that the different underserved populations in Philadelphia have. The resources can be tangible, they can be knowledge, skills based. My second goal was to generate new innovative ideas that maybe we haven't seen necessarily before, but that still contribute and highlight the character of the downtown. And then my third main goal was to use what we already have and work from there. So the first intervention would be free co-working hubs in vacant spaces across downtown. So this would be designed mostly for freelancers or small business owners, remote workers. It could also be people who are participant in an informal economy and are looking to have a more formal job. I think this particularly addresses the young demographics that we saw before, mostly because they are the ones that are trying to break through the different industries. The hubs would definitely feature top-notch resources such as free software programs and computers. This space, I would like it to be very communal and collaborative, so maybe hosting events that can develop community engagement, such as networking events, workshops. I decided to include a newspaper article that basically talks about the high numbers of vacant spaces that are available in downtown Philadelphia. And so this would also address that specific problem. This is an intervention that I think would empower underserved populations as it provides them with unique resources, flexibility, and opportunities to engage with professionals. So my second downtown intervention would be culinary incubator and training kitchens. I really wanted to emphasize the food aspect that Philadelphia is well known for. So this specific intervention would basically consist of having affordable kitchen spaces, resources, and mentorship programs around local chefs or local food entrepreneurs where individuals could go and basically interact with these professionals, but at the same time, learning how to cook for themselves. So it doesn't necessarily have to be someone who's looking to start a business. Another good idea would be probably hosting different kinds of public events so that the rest of downtown Philadelphia can go and maybe enjoy the food that was produced at the training kitchen. For location, Reading Terminal Market area, this could be the perfect location because last time I went, there was definitely a lot of like vacant spaces that they were not using. And at the same time, this is already the hub of like culinary arts in Philadelphia. So I think this could be a very interesting partnership. And so for my last downtown intervention, I wanted to bring art into the conversation, specifically at historical landmarks as a way of storytelling. It would be important to highlight not just white American history, but African American, Indigenous, immigrant history. We'll kind of blend argumented reality, projections, and most importantly, user-generated content. So I think the user-generated content is definitely one of the most important aspects of this project, as it would be the way to involve, then again, the communities that are represented in the stories with accuracy. So I also picture having different digital wall stories that people can read from, as well as 3D projections that you're able to scan with your phone. It's kind of like what's shown in the picture right there. In terms of location, I thought that this specific part of downtown would be great because it has the Liberty Bell, Independence Hall, museums. I believe this project could definitely be funded by different sponsorships or grants, as it definitely overlaps with educational and arts related programs. So last but not least, I wanted to talk about how each of these interventions are culture sensitive. For the first one, it's then again a completely free co-working space that anyone has access to. It offers a lot of opportunities, and I think that these opportunities can be targeted to the specific ethnic communities that can start coming to the co-working spaces. For my second intervention, this one is also completely free and open for all, and it would embrace food from different cultures. I would say that it also uplifts the most disadvantaged communities as it gives them new tools and new skills on how to maybe cook for themselves, for their family, for those in need in other groups. And then for my third intervention, it definitely addresses the local culture and history from diverse communities, especially for those who have an untold story. It definitely also requires community input, as a lot of the digital art that would be created would come from the community members. And of course, the educational aspect, I think it's very important as it would bring awareness about the struggles and the needs of the communities that have been underserved for such a long period of time. So yes, thank you for coming with me. I hope you enjoyed my downtown interventions project, and I'll see you next time.